Hello, everybody. Trainer Joe here, bringing you something fresh. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 10 Commandments for weight loss. We're going to do a three-part series. Today, we'll cover Commandments 1 through 3. If you'll get these 10 Commandments, it's going to change. It's going to change your life. It's going to change the way you relate to food, and you're going to be able to lose weight and keep it off. So let's get rolling here with Commandment number 1. So important. This commandment, this truth, a healthy weight can be reached by everybody. That means you. If you've struggled, I don't know if this is for me, maybe I'm the exception. No, it can be reached by you. That's so important. Now, you may think, well, but I've tried for 5 years or 10 years, and I know people that can't seem to do it. Well, the reality is, the truth is they could do it, but it hasn't been to the point to where they're willing to do what it's going to take. And it may be that you never get to that place where it's worth what it's going to cost you, because it will cost something. What you got to get out of that is you could do it, okay? Because if you think it's impossible, then you may not ever really put forth the needed effort. So number 1, it can be reached by anyone. It can be done by you. Number 2, you do not need keto, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, plant-based, or paleo, or any other particular plan to do this. But you will need a plan. Doesn't have to be any specific. Without a plan, it's not going to work for you. How's it been working so far, right? The biggest thing that's going to happen with a plan is it's going to help you to do 3 sets of stop eating so much crap. Anybody that's losing weight successfully is doing a plan. If you just say, I'm just going to just see what happens, you're going to be overweight. You're naturally going to find yourself overeating and being overweight. To not be overweight, you will need to be intentional. You will need to have a plan for that to work. My wife and I are currently doing a marriage workshop over a several-month period. We meet on a Saturday and meet for like half a day. It's like, wow, can't we just have a great marriage without that? Things that are important to you are going to take investment. You're going to have to be intentional. One of my clients lost 80 pounds, and he said, Joe, I had all these great things in my life that I was intentional about. My weight was not one of those things. I was just living by accident. He said, I've learned that a life lived by accident is not a life well lived. And that's going to be true for you too. You live this by accident, it's not going to go well. You may find that you need accountability because you are not good enough on your own. And for you to say, oh, well, I should be good enough on my own. Hey, let's quit living in fairyland. There's truth and there's fiction and there's make-believe. And so often we live in this life, I can do it on my own. And what you find later, maybe too late, is it's make-believe. I know 2 people that lived overweight lives and they wanted to do it their way. They're both deceased. They were both friends, at least acquaintances or friends of mine. It's like, man, they never quite did what they had to do. They kept hoping something else was going to work, and it was kind of like a fairy tale land. You may need help that you wish you didn't need, and that's okay. So let's go on to number 3. Food will still be one of your joys in life. Even when you're doing this right, food's still going to be one of the joys in your life, but you're going to need to stay within your boundaries for the rest of your life. You're going to have to stay within boundaries. You're not going to be able to just live this unrestrained life when it comes to the way you relate to food. This is something that is forever, and a lot of people don't succeed at weight loss because they're wanting something temporary. They want forever results, but a temporary plan, and that's not going to work. And one of the things that can help you is coming to terms with your identity. When I go into Cracker Barrel, I don't eat for a 300-pound person because that's not who I am. That's not my identity. But when you go into Cracker Barrel, you see yourself, well, I'm a 300-pound obese person. Then you eat and you order your meal, and it's got these muffins and the syrup and the eggs and the sausage and the extras and the second helpings. Well, yeah, why wouldn't you do that? That's how you see yourself. Once you see yourself properly and you have a better identity, a more real identity of who you are, this gets easier. So you're going to, at some point when this is working for you, it's kind of like if you won the sweepstakes and they said, we're going to pay you $2,000 a week for the rest of your life. Well, I can have a lot of fun. I'm going to have as much fun as I possibly can. Let's say you have no other income, but you're getting $2,000 a week for the rest of your life. How much fun can you have on $2,000 a week? Go for it. Well, what if it was whatever that number is, whatever you have, that's what you're working with. Well, that's kind of how calories are. If you knew, I get 2,000 calories a day. Well, have as much fun as you want with 2,000 calories a day. Can you be happy with that? Or is there a certain thing that you need with food before you're ever going to be happy and content? Can it be a reasonable amount? You're going to get a reasonable amount that you get to live on every day for the rest of your life. Can you find happiness and satisfaction in there? That's what everybody's going to have to do that lives at a healthy weight. They have found a way to live within these boundaries, and that's your commandment number 3. Food's still going to be a fun part of your life, but you will need to live within reasonable boundaries. Hope you found this helpful. I want to invite you to stay tuned next week for round 2 of commandments 4 through 6. And if you're convinced you just need some help, then you can join our group. We've got a new group every month. You can find it in the description below. Just click on that and we'll take you right to it. Hope you'll join us next week for part 2. Love to see you there. Trainer Joe, over and out.